Amazon Rekognition is a key service you need to know if you're aiming for roles like AI architect, AI ML cloud engineer, data scientist, or generative AI engineer, or if you're preparing for AWS certifications like AI practitioner, ML associate, or GenAI developer professional. So basically, Amazon Rekognition is an AI-powered tool that helps you analyze and identify objects, text, faces, and scenes in your images and videos. And whether you are enhancing security, tracking your brand, or moderating content, Rekognition makes it easy to automate these tasks using deep learning. And in this video, we will cover its key features, from custom labels for brand tracking to facial analysis and content moderation. So stick around to see how Rekognition can take your AI projects to the next level. And by the way, today's session is actually part of our AIML job-oriented program, the same program that helped learners like Shrija, Steve, and Debashish land high-paying roles in the AI field. So if you're also interested in learning the roadmap and the proven 3-step framework that these learners use to secure these amazing jobs, make sure that you attend our upcoming free masterclass on AIML and Agentic AI. It's a great opportunity to understand exactly how you can make this transition too. You'll find the registration links in the description box as well as in the pinned comments below. So now let's jump into the video.
Amazon Rekognition team, this is a service that lets you find the objects, the text, for example, the people, or let's just say scenes in your images or videos. Okay, it is using machine learning for that, by the way, for sure. In fact, Rekognition, if you remember, it's a classic example, I would say, of deep learning. Okay, so basis of that is again ML, but actually it is using deep learning for most of the tasks. Now, there are many functionalities that we get here. For example, you can have facial analysis as well. We get labeling that is possible. Okay, we can recognize celebrities. Okay, we can do face detection. So basically, you see, it is about the object or the text or the people or the scenes. Basically, it is about all the images and videos that are putting in, analyzing that in every aspect possible. Just take that in consideration. Or even you can use for moderation as well. Is it as in, I want to control or I want to have content moderation? Isn't it? Just to identify that a particular content is not, in any way, it is not explicit or offensive or not appropriate, right? I'll have to figure that out. Okay, through the model. It is helping us doing that. Okay, so there are many such things that it allows us. This is just a couple of examples that I've given. Now, one of the very common use case that you will see with Amazon Rekognition is it can help you with custom labels. Okay, so what is the meaning of it? Okay, so let's just say that you may want to figure out the presence of your company logo. For example, let's just say you have a company logo, right? Of some kind. So you can use this feature, or you can use Amazon Rekognition rather, to find in the social media posts or some Instagram reels, or rather the images over there, that whether someone has used a logo of your company. Okay, and that way you can then do the survey upon how much is being popular and everything, right? So the idea here is that you will have the images of your logo. How does it work? I'll tell you in a nutshell. Okay, so labeled images of your logo. Okay, you will provide that to, or you will put these into S3 bucket, as you know. Okay, and from there on, you will be using that for training your Rekognition. Okay. So the thing is like, you'll be training your recognition on your logo images. And ultimately tomorrow, when there is a post that will be sent to recognition, for example, there is a Instagram post. Okay. Then recognition will be in a position to basically identify or tell you as a user that, okay, whether there was a presence of your logo in there or not. On the other hand, there's one more thing that it is popular for. This is for identifying the logo or a particular object there. We can even use it for content moderation, which is a very popular use case of it. Content moderation. Okay. And you can obviously, I mean, already you must have understood what it does. It is to detect the inappropriate or unwanted or offensive or explicit content. Okay, so let us, I mean, example is pretty obvious, right? Some harmful images, so images that can hurt someone else's sentiments, right? So, I mean, it is very common, right, with this era of internet that people seldom they think about what they're posting. And again, then you'll have to report it. And then Instagram or Facebook, it takes it down. So you see that there's an entire manual process involved there. Right. But this task can be way more, or it can be done in a much better way if you can use a service like Rekognition. Okay, so how it can work is the very first thing is you'll have to tell Rekognition what is offensive and what is not. So again, the same thing like we did earlier, label data. With the mention of this image, it is considered offensive. This image is not. Okay, so what happens later on is now when the unseen images or data comes in, depending on whatever the information Rekognition has. Okay, in fact, we use here something called as a moderation adapter. Rekognition moderation adapter. Custom moderator adapter, in fact. Okay, so when the unseen images will come, Rekognition will do what? It will do the moderation and give out whether that particular image is pass or fail. So it will tell that, okay, this particular image, it is good enough to go into the social media or not. But the problem at times, team, is it is not 100% sure, right? For the obvious reasons, right? Because it is, at the end of the day, it is again a machine learning model. It cannot categorize an image every time with 100% accuracy, right? So there is another provision Rekognition has, is that it can pass on around 1 to 5% of the images. This is again optional for human review as well. For human review as well. Okay, there is a service for that will help us in this regard. We call it Amazon Augmented AI. Augmented. Yeah, this is a service. In fact, we are going to look at it. A2I. Basically, this is referred, in short, we call it as A2I. Okay, so what happens is, yes, with the label data, it will be able to figure out whether that particular new data, is it offensive or kind of explicit or unwanted or inappropriate it is. It will be able to basically moderate that. But still, for the 1 to 5%, which is a very less number, you see in the context of other moderation tools, it is very, very less. 1 to 5% of the data. Still, you can either mandate that, okay, humans should review it, or you can optionally send it as well. At times when the model is not so sure upon whether that is offensive or not. in any way. So team, let's just see recognition. How does it look like? So we'll go here. Fantastic service, I feel. Recognition. And you can see Rekognition lets you leverage the proven images and video analysis, lets you detect objects unique to your business or integrate with other AWS services as well. Okay, these are the different things we can use it for. Okay, let's just see for the demo of it. For example, this is the very first thing that we can do with the with your Amazon Rekognition is to figure out the labels in your image as well. For example, if you see here, in this particular image, it is able to figure out different labels as well. For example, this is a person, this is a car, this is a building, isn't it? This is a skateboard, isn't it? So different things it is able to figure out. Again, another car, another, and it is a wheel as well. You see how detailed label detection it has done, isn't it? You can check for this is again a wheel over there, again a car in the back end, right? Again a building there, right? So the idea here is that it is able to figure out different labels. You can see it is even able to figure out a person there and a motorcycle around. I don't know if you're able to see a person. Even I'm not able to, I'm looking into it. But anyway, the idea here is that it is able to figure out the labels in your images and the results are like this. You can see neighborhood, city, road, street, urban, person, and it is even telling you the percentage of confidence it has upon those results as well. Okay, so this is one of the way. In fact, if you just change it to over another image, you can upload your own images as well, and you can get your labels being identified. Okay, so in this particular image, we have building, you can see architecture, we have city, cityscape, urban, metropolis. You can go down and you can see with lesser and lesser confidence, it is telling you some other labels as well. Okay, that it has identified. Now, this is one of the feature of recognition. Another thing we can do is figuring out the image properties. So for example, if you put this image like this, it can identify the properties of the image from the more technical standpoint. For example, you see the dominant colors present in this image. Okay, again, it is just telling you with this much of confidence that, okay, this is a dominant color. Okay, you can see for this color combination and you can identify already that, yes, this is the dominant color in this image. After that, this is the next dominant color. After that, this is another. Likewise. Even it is telling you the brightness of the image. So you see the kind of analysis that it is giving you. The brightness of it, the sharpness of it, the contrast of it, the foreground properties of it. You see what are the foreground dominant colors? What are the background dominant colors? Right. So ultimately, it is giving an entire analysis of your image. Okay, once you provide it to recognition. Even if I just show you over here. Okay, this is an image for the car, right? And you can see the dominant colors that's been mentioned here, the brightness, the sharpness, the contrast. It is all of that is being supported. And you can upload your own image as well in order to carry this task out. Image moderation, as I've told you, that it is important. As I've told you that we can moderate our content as well. So it automatically detects the explicit or suggestive adult content or violent content in your images and provides confidence scores around that. Any use cases of the image properties? You see, when you are using a particular or when you are analyzing an image from a pixel point of view or you are extracting the features from a more technical standpoint, okay, we can make use of the image properties of it. Okay, so you see over here, image properties of it is what we can make use of as well. Okay, so when you are more concerned about the, I mean, I'll give you an example. For example, you see, if you've ever worked with, or if you ever know the satellite images, you know, in the satellite images, if you are taken an image of a distant location now even though with this advanced cameras and everything and Hubble and everything that we have nowadays, still we are relying on the colors that are reflected back from those distant entities to identify what's happening there. What's the temperature of that particular particular space? What could be the temperature of that particular star? Isn't it? So colors, they speak out a lot. right? So in that case, you can analyze that image in a more technical way, right? And then carry out your, your judgment will be based on that, the kind of object that we have and everything, right? So at certain situations like this, we can make use of image properties. Now we were on to image moderation team. I've already told you the importance of this is where it can automatically detect whether the image is explicit or suggestive of any adult content or violent content in the images and provides the confidence score for that. For example, if you have a look at this image particularly, it looks pretty fine and doesn't look like any content as such, which is explicit in any way. Okay, so you can analyze this image and see for it the, you can see blur content, and you can do that. You can view the content, and the moderation can as well begin. Now, same goes with some different images around as well. You can check on that. Okay, you can see. Okay, it will give you the analysis of that. Okay, you can blur it, you can zoom it, and then you can understand the content type. It is animated, and 78% it seems like animated. Okay, if you view the content again, no content types was detected. Okay, if you go for this, it is more illustrated. Okay, you can see for the content of it, 99.9%. Okay, and as well. So you see again, there's one more image here, and it is suggestive of multiple identification is being done. Okay, so seems like because it's a image on the beach. Okay, so it has identified certain things over here, like female is there and with the swimwear or underwear and all. Okay. So team, just try to, I hope you have got the idea that image moderation will help you in that regard in order to identify the offensive or explicit content, if any. Now, going further, we can go for facial analysis as well. So for example, if you have an image like this, like I was talking about the facial analysis here, you see, if you provide it an image, you can even identify, okay, she appears to be a female, what is the age range, whether she's smiling. It's just identifying the different features on your, doing the facial analysis on the given image. So you can see appears to be happy, wearing glasses. So this you can see the model has, or the service has identified uh, various aspects around the face, right? And you can see, and even there are many more. Wearing sunglasses, eyes are open, right? Mouth is open, isn't it? Does not have a mustache, right? Does not have a beard, isn't it? And face is occluded. So you see, it is, not 100% time. You can see the age range and everything might not be 100% time. It might be accurate, but yeah, it will as well tell you the confidence score around with, just to indicate that how confident the model is about that particular prediction. After we have face comparison as well. So you can compare the two faces together in order to, this is a reference face, this is a comparison face, and you can tell that similarity seems to be 99.9%. Okay. But if you swap that basically with Jeff Bezos, you can see that it is saying that, okay, they are not equal. Okay. So you can use such a use case over here. You can upload your own images and be able to carry out the comparison very, very quickly. Okay. So that's very much possible over there. Celebrity recognition, for example. So, for example, you see, we know who this person is, Jeff Bezos. So, for sure, we are aware of it. If I upload any image, I don't see, let me just see if I have any image on desktop. Yes, I have an image. Let's just see if it allows me to upload that. Image size is not supported. Anyway, so you can try it out. Okay, you can download some image and see. Let me just see if I have any other image. For one of the demo, I had done it. Let's just see. We'll just upload. I don't know if it will be allowed. What was the error earlier? Anyway, let me just check it. Okay, let's just open up this JPEG of none other than Steve Jobs. Now, I don't know whether it will be able to identify that with this particular no celebrity faces recognized, because I don't know, this particular image was basically, I had not. Let's just see if I get a better image. Steve Jobs. Wallpaper PNG. Let's just see if it is allows me. I don't know. Okay, even, I mean, the pose is as such that it is not able to identify that. But the idea here is if you provide it with a image and it has information about that, okay, if you just download one and provide it with that, okay, it will be able to identify. Let's just quickly do that, in fact. Okay, so I just use Steve Jobs only, just with a face being revealed. Okay, let's just download that over here. I'm not sure. Okay, let's just save the image as in my downloads. I'll call it Steve Jobs. Yeah, I'll save it. Let's just see if it does work. Okay, now I'm hoping that it does. Steve Jobs quickly. And you see, it was able to identify the face. So what I was just trying to show you is that not it is not that only the things that they have provided it is working, okay, but as well if you provide your own images and you use it for your own industry specific or domain specific work, it can as well work. Okay, yes, at times you may have to train it with the specific data if required, but still it will work for sure as such. Okay, so it was able to figure out more about, you can see it was Steve Jobs and everything, right? Text in the image as well as possible. So for example, if you're uploading an image which is having text in it, right? So this is one more use case that we'll see further as well, extracting the text from the documents and all. But timing, remember that this as well is done in a different way altogether, where we can figure out the text in an image and it will identify that. For example, you can see it is saying it's Monday, but keep smiling, right? So it was able to do that for us. On the other hand, PPE detection, we can do it from here as well. For example, personal protective equipment, whether it is being used or not. So it will automatically detect the personal protective equipment such as face covers, head covers, and hand masks on a person in the images. So you can see this person, he is wearing basically the person with required equipments, isn't it? So basically, the person is, I mean, we were able to identify that. Okay, the face was detected, person detected, face cover detected. You see, face cover on nose detected, left hand detected, hand cover detected. So it will be more useful in a security standpoint at places that the compliance is suggesting that a person should be wearing these protective gears in order to enter in a particular hazardous area, right? So that way you can use this in your specific application. So you can mention require PP. Okay. So for example, face cover. Why is it not showing up? You can see it is analyzing now. And you can see it is even figuring out person over here, person by person, you can identify that as well. You can see that head cover is mandatory. It is checking for that now. Okay, it is suggesting that. So team, just get an idea. What the service does is, in many ways, it is letting us specify the or use it in these different ways over there. Okay, you can even go for custom moderation. Like I was telling you earlier, no, that at times uh, you may want to give it the data, right, which is inappropriate, which is unwanted or offensive or explicit in some way. So you can use this custom moderation tool as well in order to define your own idea of what is offensive, what is explicit, because it can be different from different use cases, right? A particular website basically that is intended for kids, the definition of what is inappropriate will be different than something for someone you are using it at a more of at a teenage, right? So that way you can define a custom moderation in your case. How it works, you can check it. You can create a project, upload the training data as I've told you, assign the ground truth labels to the images, train the adapter, and use your adapter as well. You can create an entire project here, okay, and then with the bucket, you will require it, by the way, and in that you can put the data and carry out basically this entire training job, okay, for that. So this way you can define a specific label that you are interested in to be identified. You'll have to provide it. You can see you have to create a project, create a data set where you have already identified the cancer tissue images, right? You have to label the images while identifying that, and you'll have to train the model using those images. And then when you provide it with the newer images, which is unseen to Rekognition, it will be able to identify that. Okay, so this way it is as well possible. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
And that's Amazon Rekognition. We covered how it helps you automate images and video analysis, from object detection to facial recognition and content moderation. Also, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more AI content. And if you're looking to land roles in AI or ML, check out our free masterclass that I mentioned earlier, where we share the proven framework that's helped people like Shrija, Steve, and Debashish break into the AI field. The link is there right there in the description as well as in the pinned comments. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video.